This is the big ninja frog gun. I don't know why it's a frog. This is the Shuriken Sentai Ninninger Gama gun. And oh my god, this is a bit of a strange design. Why is it a gun? Oh, and before I carry on, I'm not going to make the same mistake I made before. I'm going to get the American counterpart straight away to compare later. You know, I really needed to start doing this before I hit the record button. And the worst bit is it's at the bottom of all these stuffs. But luckily I have found it. I need to stop doing that. Right. That's going to be for comparison purposes later on, along with the equivalent Ninja Power Star that came with it. So I'm just going to get all that ready now. Before we move on to this product, I'm just going to point out that it indeed came with a internal leaflet, because I got this item from Mandarake, the Japanese online store, where you can import stuff from Japan, and it came with a box. The box is a bit bent up, but it's just bent. It doesn't matter. I don't mind if it's bent up or anything. That might have not necessarily been their fault. It might have been the post people shoving it into a box. It might have been. I can try and straighten it out. Anyway, it came with this little leaflet. Now, of course, this is for a competition that is very much well expired, because this was a competition back in 2015. It says to go to http SentaiBboys.jp. Now, this is a real site. This is the main Super Sentai merchandise site, and I've been there. It's run by Bandai of Japan, and I go there to keep a track on the latest product releases, although I'm pretty much up to date as it is. I think they're currently on the third quarter Bakuage Sentai Boon Boonja merchandise, yeah, because we had the second quarter, which was Boon Violet. Now we've got the third quarter, which is Boon Red 119. Honestly, the henshin standby for that gun, oh my god, whoa, that one, oh my god, I just think that's like really good. I get stuck in my head every so often. I've only heard it once in the show, but I've heard it so many times online. Oh god, it just sounds like a weird I want to say it just sounds like like fill it in a rock song. I'm just gonna say that. Anyway, Ninja products like this at the time of the Gama gun came with a leaflet like this. This is telling you to go to this address, and on the other side of here it says to input a code. Here's the code. Of course, this is very much well expired, so no point trying to use it now or scan the QR code to see if you've won a mystery Shuriken. Now, I had a look as to what Shuriken this was, and I think, I'm going to guess, I'm not sure, I think it might have been a Shuriken with all 5 ninjas on it. Not including Star Ninja. I think this was a Shuriken with depicting all 5 main ninjas, because when I scanned this particular leaflet in, I think that's one of the results that came up, because that was one of the limited Shuriken, unless I'm much mistaken. I mean, why would they want to make another kind of Shuriken exclusive? Because it would make sense to make an all 5 ninja Shuriken exclusive. But I'm not sure. That's just my guess. Anywho, we have here the Gama gun. Now, this is the front of the box, and you can see it has a picture of Aka Ninja and the Gama gun, of course. Sounds, this says, because this does not have any lights. Ninja logo up here. Picture of all 5 ninjas. Plus, this is the top panel. It has a photo of the Owl Ninja Shuriken, because this indeed came with the Owl Ninja Shuriken. We have a photo of Aka Ninja with the product and the Shuriken down below. On the other side, we have a sticker. I think we paid something like 1,500 yen for this, which I think it was only £7. That translates to £7, but really the postage was more than this item. So that just goes to show how much this was. I mean, we got it delivered through a DHL because I think they're very reliable, but yeah, that did cost like an additional hefty amount of money. But yeah, this is the all important back of the box. It tells you how the product works. You've got the picture photo of the Gama gun. You've got the Shuriken blade, Shuriken core, our Ninja Shuriken, Gama gun. Put the Shuriken on the back of the gun, and final attack. Ninja down the side, and so it tells you what else you could use the our Ninja Shuriken with. Ninja Ichibanto, or with the Ningen buckle. You could also use the Shuriken on Shurikenjin, although that won't unlock any additional sounds, because the only Shurikens that unlock additional sounds for the Megazords are the Ottoman Shuriken, which are like the Megazord Shuriken, or to be more accurate, the Ottoman Shuriken apparently translates to Companion Shuriken. But we're just going to call them Megazords for the purpose of this, because more people want to probably understand what Megazords mean. So these Ranger Shuriken here, so Aka Ninja, Owl Ninja, Ki Ninja, Shuriken Ninja, you know, those ones, they don't really have Megazord noises programmed in them. They just have the Ranger noises. So when you use them on a Megazord like this, they won't play any new sounds. They just will. It's just for like display reasons, like all that. Right, so we're going to open the box. And this is do I insert a Zero and Zephyr reference? No, I haven't watched this content in ages. He did stop posting. We have a little photo of Aka Ninja, nothing on the bottom panel really apart from the green smiley of Doom. I've got a photo of Aka Ninja. Again, I don't know what this means. All I know is a photo of Aka Ninja. Now we need to go turn this down here. Take this little lot out of the box, because I've got such a limited desk space. I know it's just an empty box, empty shadow. And this is how the product looked when it came. So you've got the Shuriken blade, Shuriken core, and the Gama gun. This is how it looked when it came in the box product. And now we're going to simply take a look. We're just going to get the Shuriken out because we've already had a look at the Shuriken, we've already had a look at the sounds the Shuriken makes in the previous video. I took the batteries out because these Shurikens do not have any off switches on them. So if you want to hear the sounds, go to the previous video where I showed the Ninja Ichibanto, because I showed off all the Shuriken, the Aka Ninja, and Owl Ninja, and Ki Ninja Shuriken. But just for a brief summary, Shuriken blade, this is like this really rubbery plastic. Shuriken core, you've got some it's Owl Ninja. You can see here we've got the Ninja logo and the kanji for blue. That is an LED. There's an LED in there. Clips for the Megazord because it goes on top of a Shurikenjin. This little 3D molded sculpted face. It's got some helmet of Owl Ninja. It's got some blue on it and some metallic silver. Lifting up, you can see this is the 2D sticker underneath. We have a button on the back which would make a sound, but take the batteries out. Release button to attach the Shuriken blade. There's a little button underneath that activates more sounds, and the Shuriken blade is attached. And this thing, when you would push it multiple times or spin it in the Ichibanto, it would make another noise. So to attach the blade, you take the blade and you see these two tabs here. You line them up with these two holes on the side of the Shuriken, like this. You push it in, and you turn it, and now you have Owl Ninja Shuriken. And you can, of course, you can push the release button and turn it again to release it. But that is just the Shuriken is on its own, so you can also do the head. But we are going to have a look at the Gama gun. Here it is. Let's just position the light a bit better. Here we go. This is the Gama gun. And I think it looks interesting, to say the least. Close enough for a second there. It's got like a frog theme to it. this is the little frog mouth. If we can move the camera up, we can see it better. Maybe move the camera a bit. This is the frog face, frog mouth. It's quite a unique item. Apparently, I haven't checked for lies, but this is a little tail. This is meant to be a tail, a cat tail, but I'm not sure. It's rubbery. We have some metallic stickers on both sides, actually, as you can see. It's like a flame sticker. We have a lot of metallic gold paint being used. This Ninja logo is another metallic sticker too. A lot of gold paint being used on here. It's all metallic gold, so I do appreciate that. It looks like a frog is grabbing onto the gun handle. Which is okay. We're just going to ignore how his front legs are obviously shorter than his long legs because of this long part here. There is metallic blue used on his eyes, which is nice. We've got the little star doxing. There's 2 release buttons down here for it, so they're a little black. Buttons, as you can see, when you push these in, as you can see, the release mechanism activates. We'll focus on that a bit more later. Got a speaker down there too. Looks basically the same on the other side, but I'm not going to go into that detail. Although this sticker's been flipped. That looks a bit off to me. Anyway, there's an on-off switch right here. If we turn it on, we won't get any lights, but we will get some sounds. On. This is the standard Ninja on sound. Now, on its own, this only does 2 sounds. The first one is the standard firing noise, which is this. Frog noise. You can also do this. And the second noise is, if you push the trigger down, you'll hear this. Gero gero. Now, I think that's supposed to be like an alarm noise, because in the show these would be like monster detectors. If there was like monster if there was monster activity being spotted, this would go off and make this noise. Now, of course, this is not in Ninja Steel. And the last thing this does is, if you set a Shuriken onto the back via the little port, you will get the finishing noise, and the frog's mouth will open and a little tongue will come out. So, let's do that now. You can attach the Shuriken via one clip, as you can see. Now this is very important because the little finishing activation button, which is right here, you don't need to do anything. I'll show this off later, but if you just set it on one end like this, it won't do anything because the button's not being pushed all the way down. So when you push back on this here, you will of course activate the finishing noise, which is this. Standby noise. Trigger. So you hear a standby noise and you get like a finishing attack. Now this is the finishing attack noise again. Quite impressive actually. So yeah, all that really changes is that his mouth opens and his tongue comes out. There's some red paint on the tongue, which I do like. However, the rest of it inside, undecorated, but then that's okay. This is indeed spring-loaded until you remove the Shuriken. And of course, you cannot close the mouth of the frog because it will just come out. And again, to remove the Shuriken, you have to push down on the bottom 2 triggers here. And this is the standard release noise for the Shuriken. And now you can push the tongue back in, and you'll hear the noise again. For some reason, so you hear the deactivation noise when you push the tongue in. And of course, like always, you do not need to set a Shuriken. You do not need to pushing this side button. you see here, pushing this button in here will just cause the mouth to open. But there's one more thing I think is interesting about this item. I was mucking about with it earlier. I was seeing if every function still worked properly, because sometimes I don't. Sometimes these random things will change. And I discovered something. You can actually get the... Actually, before we get into that, is this clear plastic or not? It doesn't look like clear plastic, but... No, it is clear plastic. Oh, sorry about that. It is indeed two parts. You can move this part in, move this part in. When you push... The strange thing is, when you push the tongue in, you don't lock it in, because it does lock in. You just push it in a bit. Because normally you hear this when you put the tongue in. You normally hear the deactivation noise when you push the tongue in, but if you get the tongue out again, if you push it in a bit less, you will hear this. You will hear the finishing attack noise without even setting a shuriken or doing anything with the back part. So as you can see, I'm not touching the back panel. I'm not touching the shuriken. Just by pushing the tongue in, you can get the finishing noise. Now that is very weird. Why is it like this? I honestly don't know. Anyway, so again, that's really all this item does. Opinions on this item? Well, it's very wacky. I'm going to say it's very unique. The frog design, oh, it's actually very cute. Look at it. It's all chubby. That's all frogs are, aren't they? Very, very nice for a Sentai item. I will say that a lot of the Ninninger stuff is a bit wacky, especially when it comes to a Star Ninja. The frog guns are unique though. We haven't had a weapon like it in Sentai since. Wouldn't it be good, right, if they introduced like a Sentai series made of like entire random themes, which they kind of did that actually for Zenkaija, although that was like an anniversary, so I don't really see them doing that for normal, unless they do decide to, and everything changes. Okay, now you've seen the very good frog gun from Japan. Now comes the incredibly disappointing part of the video, because, like always, I have the American version. But before we get onto the American counterpart of the gun, we are going to look at the American counterpart for the star. So this is the Ninja Shuriken from Japan. As you know, it's all big, bulky. The button on the back, lights and sounds. Here's the American Blue Ninja Power Star. It's very small. Yeah, it's of course missing the lights and sounds. Of course, it misses the little flip top head thing, because this isn't compatible with Megazords, hence the lack of the little clips, replacing them with little holes. The outer blades, they don't come off. And of course the back's a lot smaller as well. And of course it lacks the button due to no lights and sounds, and instead replaces it with a bunch of rails. Because that's how the... because they replaced the sounds with an ID system, which is all well and good. Okay, because to be fair, when the rumours were that Ninninger would be getting adapted into Ninja Steel, the rumours were, of course, we already knew that we would not be getting lights and sounds in the gimmicks. But what we didn't expect is such a downgrade for the Gama gun. So here's the Gama gun from Japan, and here's the counterpart, the Ninja Blaster, and oh my... the differences, oh my god, the differences. Can we set them down? Oh my god, the level of difference. They are basically two different kinds of toy. I know I've heard that thrown about a lot and a lot when it comes to comparisons, but oh my god, look at these things. They are a lot different. You would not think that they'd be okay. Let's just get into the differences now. First off, the Ninja Blaster is missing a lot of the gold paint, and the blue plastic is actually a different colour because the Gama Gun's blue looks more like a violet colour. If we're talking violet as in Violet from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory film from 2005. It looks a lot dark. It looks like an almost navy blue colour. The sticker, the flame sticker, is not really different on the American version. It's also not metallic, but again, that's just like a kind of small difference. The Ninja or Ninja Steel symbol on the little circle panels actually missing a sticker, but instead it's molded detail as opposed to a sticker. And of course the faces look incredibly different. The American one looks more angry, but the Japanese one just looks more cute. And I did hear the marketing strategy of, oh, you can't have cute things in America because they won't appeal to kids. I've heard that being thrown around a lot. I think it was to do with Kirby. I don't know. As you can see, the top of the gun has been changed a bit as well because there's no frog tail on the top. Instead, you get this weird little mechanism. And of course, the most insulting thing to me, at least, on the back of this, there's no star port. There's just a little... There's nothing. They could have at least stuck a star on the back for the kids to try and pretend, but oh my god, no, because they show... Of course, they show the Japanese version on the show. They don't show the American version on the show because they're using the Japanese footage. So it was like, is the toy department even connected to the TV department? Because this is so unshow accurate. The one thing I can say about this is that they did retain the metallic silver. No, they did retain the metallic gold and metallic blue, but they also added some metallic silver. So I suppose that is makes up for it a bit at least. But oh my god, the Japanese version is much more superior. Of course, the American version doesn't have any lights and sounds at all. It instead replaces that with a Ninja Power Star shooting function. So you pull this back, you lift the top up, you put in any Power Star that you want, and it goes in incorrectly. It isn't even in straight. Yes, it is. You push. You're supposed to pull the trigger, close the door and pull the trigger, but because I've pulled this back first, this happens instead. And that seems to be going... You're supposed to... Hang on. You're supposed to open the door and put a Power Star in, right? Then pull this back. And then fire. But as you can see, it's just falling out. So what I like to do instead is I'll just pull this back first. Then open the door. God, this is so uncooperative. We put the Power Star inside here. It's not working very well. And then as soon as you close the door, it shoots the Power Star out. Or in my case, not. It just got stuck. So, yeah. As you can see, the American one has quite a lot of flaws. And also, they did try their hand at a safety feature, because if you open this, there's a little tab inside here, this little button here. Here. It needs to be pushed down before it'll launch anything, so you can't just... If you were to pull this back, that you wouldn't be able to pull the trigger with this open. Also, this comes off way too easily. And you pull this... Honestly, the quality control of this probably isn't too good. I'd say the plastic quality is alright though. Although I don't know, I'm not a plastic enthusiast, so I wouldn't be able to know about that. So yeah, this is an excuse This is an excuse for a Power Rangers item. This is an excuse. It's like the Striker Morpher from Big Smorphers. They were trying to compete with Nerf. Or in Hasbro's case, they were Nerf, but in this case, they were trying to copy Nerf. They were trying to. You don't do that, you know. It doesn't work. This plus, I mean, I'd expect them to release like a deluxe version of this item, and then release like a smaller item for the shooty darts gimmick. But they didn't do that. They didn't do that, of course. They just let the shooty darts gimmick be the main idea of the. You know, you don't do that, you know, because, I mean, if they did, then this doesn't. No, this does not feel right in the slightest. I'm sorry, but it doesn't. Again, hence why I've got the Gama gun here. There's so much wrong with the American version. I swear. There's so much wrong, and there's. I mean, one more thing I will say. One more thing here. See how I wasn't even putting that much force on it. It came off. One more thing I will say is that this star loading barrel here is actually just wide enough for it to for a Shuriken, in this case the Owl Shuriken, to rest in there. In fact, hang on. Let's just try this. This is going to be unscripted. I don't know if this will work or not, but if we remove the blade... Oh my god, it fits in! The Shuriken actually fits in! Power Rangers game theory.